Perfect. And I think I'm live. So I'm just gonna double check. Remember, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just double checking, making sure that I can, yeah. Okay, I see myself. And I'm live. So let me just turn on my phone. I hope I don't have any coleslaw left in my mouth. So I was just having some lunch. But hello everyone. Welcome. We're gonna have some time until you guys can find us. So don't worry, just I'm just going ahead of time because today it's been a day, as always. So, I just wanted to make sure everything was okay because technology always, gets the best of me. So, hello, okay, people are finding me. So that's great. Hi, Heather. And I think, you know what? I just remember, Heather, that I forgot to post a picture of what I was going to work on today. But if you guys see my house, you guys will be like, I understand. So, hello, everyone. Now that Heather's here, my name is Nathalie D'Souza. I'm part of the video design team for Pink Fresh Studio, and I'm going to be your host for the next hour. So, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. I've taken a few days, just taking some time, uh, to catch up. I think Kathleen had to catch up on her life. So she was in the past 2 weeks. So give me some time to do some work. If you have never been here before, then welcome. Let us know where you're watching from. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. We're in the middle of summer. It's semi-sunny outside, but it's humid because it rained last night. So it's like, those yucky days. That's what we have right now. But we will love to know, where you're watching us from. Remember, to share the feed. At the end of the live, Heather will be picking up a winner for a $15 gift certificate to the shop. And there's a lot. We're going to talk about a few things before we flip the camera until everybody can find us. Welcome. Is this your first live? Welcome. We're so glad you're here. I see a few people still feel as in Toronto, as in Canada. I'm like I said, I'm in Toronto, Canada. And, it's fun. It's fun. Trust me, I always think, you guys think oh my gosh, she has a tragic life. I don't have a tragic life. Things just happen to us, Things just happen in this house. It happens to everybody, but I have no qualms about telling you what happened. So today, like I said, technology is usually not my best friend. So I was a little bit early just to make sure that, because as soon as I turned on the camera, the computer said you need to restart it. That means, oh my God, it got updated while I was outside. So, and then I had to do laundry, and then my dog is getting older, so he has accidents. Okay, a lot of stories, but we'll leave that for the conversation while we're working. But I'm glad you're here. So, like I said, remember, if you share anything, if you share this on your feed or you comment at the end of the live, Heather will be picking a winner to a gift certificate to the shop for $15. You met me a long time ago. Now I need, or probably you made me a crop and create or something like that, but we'll talk about it in a bit. So I'm glad you're here. Going back to where we're going. Like I said, there is a lot of things that we have to catch up on. There's a sale going on. I think it's the Scrapbook in boxes. This is only available for the US, so it's only been shipped to the US. I know there's only a few left, and there's going to be a few more things coming to the sale this weekend. Don't forget that on this Saturday, there's a new 1 hour live with Jasmine and Jeff. So be sure to watch it. If you like Jasmine's interactive cards, she's going to create something nice. And then that's all I think I have to catch up with you guys with. I think so. But, now that now that I see quite a few of you here, I'm going to flip the camera and we're going to talk about what I want to work with today and give you a few ideas and why I'm going to create what I'm creating. And I'm going to make it from scratch. I've done a little bit of work ahead. Just, right now my computer is doing funky things. So let's see. There we go. I have here, I'm getting up, I'm moving the chair. So we have so I have here with me today Vicky Boots. You see, we're the same class. Yeah, my friend Vicky Boots. And wait, I can tell you many stories about her. We're really good friends. But today we're gonna to work with this is the Garden Bouquet collection, and it's actually a fun collection. I know that I love it. I know that a lot of girls love it. If you're a scrapbooker, if you're a card maker, you love it because it has actually washi tape. I'm gonna bring some stuff, But the beauty of this is that it actually has a lot of embellishment. So there's a lot that you can do. And I know a few of you have like reserves, that's the best way to put it, this collection because there's no pattern paper. But I think that that is the fun of it because you get to customize your pattern paper, or you get to actually, what is going to help is enhance your pictures and your embellishments in a really nice way. So we're going to work on a fun idea for this. So you're going to see, I have my collection here. I have the ephemera. I have the stickers, the puffy stickers, the chipboard. I have my two pictures, and actually they're colored this time around. These are my goddaughters. That's my cousin. She grew up as my sister, and her kids, and both of them are my goddaughters. So they're all my cousins. So I have it all here. I'm gonna move it out of the way, and we're gonna talk about the washi tape. So let me make sure that I don't lose anything. So there we go. So what is the beauty of the Garden Bouquet collection? Hello, if you just find them. It's a washi tape. So it is a white washi tape that comes with beautiful illustrations. And what you get out of it, I'm stretching to get the stuff, is it actually comes with a coordinating stamp. It has a die. Well, I've taken it out because I put them together. It has a die that cuts it all at once. So the stamp also creates all the shapes at once. And you also have a stencil, which means you can customize the look of the flowers. Now, I've done some work because we're going to need some time today to create this layout. So the way to create with the washi tape, and if you have never used it, then it's super simple to use it. We're going to use the two things. We're going to use the stamp and the die. We're not going to use the stencil today. Trust me, I was tempted to, but it's there. We're going to use the die, the stamp, and the washi tape. So let me just pull out some paper, which is anything I forgot. But I'm not going far. It's next to me, so just bear with me. So I'm not going to, well, I'm going to show you because sometimes we have questions about it. One of the questions is how do you put washi tape? And I've created some panels. So this is super simple. I'm using, this is Hammermill 100-pound color cover copy paper, but it's cardstock is the one that I use for foiling, and that comes highly recommended from Leah and Heather. So I'm just gonna put my stuff to the side like a little bit here. And this one was cut to 4 1/4, I think 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. This one is just some extra that I had on the side. So all you have to do, I'm just trying to find the spreader, not the spread. Sorry, I'm reaching under the camera. I'm so sorry about that. You get to see my shirt. So all you have to do, let me see, is just, you can do it on washi tape. You can do it, sorry. You can do this on vellum. You can do this on, any kind of cardstock. The only thing that I would suggest is that you do it on a smooth cardstock. You just get a better definition of the washi tape instead of using it on texture. That's the only thing. Then you can do it on vellum. You can do it on copy paper. Just, it's up to you. So all you have to do is just stretch a bit of it, put it on your cardstock. I like to use this. You can use a credit card. You can use, you see I have a little price there, foam stickers. You can use a credit card. You can use a bone folder, whatever is going to help you just to get rid of the bubbles. I'm going to see. And once you reach the end, and my cardstock was a little bit too small, you're just going to cut the excess. I like using like a box cutter or an X-Acto knife, whatever you have handy. I'm just going to put a piece down there to complete it. And there you go. So I'm just going to like camouflage it. And then I'm going to show you how this works. So I have my piece here. Let's put this away because my table is magical, likes to eat stuff while I work. So I'd rather, put it away. I'm going to put it here. So then the die cuts it all in one piece. Okay, so that's the beauty of this. You don't have to piece little one by one. You just set it in place. You are going to need a little bit of washi tape or some low tack tape to hold it in place. Let me see what I have here. I'm not gonna die cut on the television because I have the big die cut machine, and then that means I will have to move the entire table. I am not. I've done that work ahead of schedule. So it's just you want to hold it a bit because washi tape tends to be a little bit slippery, so you do want to do this step and then just put it through your machine, your die cutting machine. Now, I know that not all of you have like, the large extended plates. There is ways that you can do it in 2 pieces. If Heather's here, I'm hoping that she can put the link to the class. She and Leah had all about washi tapes and, some tricks about it, because then it will help you with it. So I've done part, and this is what I got. And I have quite a bit done because I've taught a few classes with this, and I'll be teaching another class with this too. So I've done a lot of work ahead of time. So I have my washi tape. I've separated it a bit by like the large cluster, and all the orange pieces are here. All the purple pieces are here, and all the pink kind of corally tone pieces are here. So that's how I separated my washi tape. Let me just get my panels, because I also like to keep panels, handy. I'm going to have to cut this. So give me 1 second. I'm just trying to be organized. Ish. I have to tell you guys that it's been a week for us. Like my husband said, I might have to take, no, I might have to, I am going to take a vacation. One of my cousins is getting married, so I think I'm going to have to travel for that. But I told my husband, after what happened this week, we need a vacation. Let's just say we had to go to a party, and we ended up in party dresses at an emergency because my daughter had an allergic reaction to amoxicillin. So, like I said, it's not that like, I like to tragic. I just don't have filter, and I will tell you what happened. So here we go. Okay. So easy as that. And then the same thing with the stamp. So the stamp works in the same way because it is a stamp that comes in a large format. So, okay, so the stamp is like this big, same size as the die. I actually used, I have quite a few platforms that allow me to create that. I know that Heather also has some ideas for this. So I actually stamped it all at once, die cut them, and I use detail black for this. I'm going to leave them just as black and white because I have a lot of color going on. So I need something that's going to contrast and also showcase, like, the design of this. So let me show you what, I have done ahead of time. Because like I'm telling you, I have the ideas, I work ahead of time, and then I'm going, I hope it works on, once we go live. So it's just, cleanliness is close to godliness. So I'm just trying to make sure that I clean everything. Well, not clean, but like, organize it, because my dining room table kitchen, my dining room table is quite big, but I have a lot of little pieces, like, components for today's life. So there we go. Let's move this out of the way. Here we go. Okay, so I've created, I think I stamped it like 4 times. Okay, so here we go. I've separated this into like each one of the designs. So I have them ready. I'm not going to show you this. The same idea. So I have the color and the black and white, and we're going to combine them in a layer. So let's put this aside. Magical to the side here. And let's start working on this. So my idea for today, let me bring all the cardstock that I have here, because I have quite a bit of cardstock. My base cardstock here. But I'm going to start with a little bit to create the focal point background of my layout. So I'm going to use heavy cardstock. This happens to be Vicky Boutin foundation paper. I'm not promoting it. I just love working with this paper. It holds mixed media nicely. Watercolor paper will be a great choice too, or anything that is quite heavy. The reason that I'm using this, I'm going to talk to you about it. It's because I'm actually going to create a background for my page. You're going to see that I'm ripping stuff. I'm going to cut a circle out of this. Okay. And I'm using a circle cutter, just whatever I found handy. I was thinking I should bring a plate, but I was like, I've done the plate already. But if you have a plate, you need an 8-inch circle. I think that we more than 8 to 8.5, not bigger than that. Otherwise, it's going to overtake the page. So trust me, guys, I'm praying, because this thing is not fixed. It doesn't fix, but I have a smaller circle cutter, but it's not going to cut the size. So Here we go. It's now or never. So I'm just trying to find. It'd be nice if I put a blade. Oh yeah. Thinking, why does it not hook in to the thing? Again, brain is on vacation already. So let's put a blade here. Okay. See. So I'm just going to, I'm kind of just slicing this up. There we go. So I've set mine to, it tells you exactly 8¼ inches. Like I said, no bigger than that. If you want to go 12 inches, that's completely up to you. I just want a circle that I can kind of create a background with. And you don't have to have the cutter, and the circle doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to, use the cutter to do it. I've created projects here using plates, whatever you have handy, that will work. You just don't want something that is going to overtake the page. So let me just take of course, technology, even take this blade out and save it. Okay, let's move these things out of the way so we don't lose it. And hope and pray the circle actually come out. Oh, there. We need some magic scissors to just pull it out. See, and it's not even perfect, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so I'll save this. You might see it coming in a project soon. So, we don't throw away stuff. Oh, where did I put this? Here it is. Okay, so let me just get I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna create with this. I have my inks on the side. So let me just trim this little part because it's gonna drive me insane a bit. Not a perfect circle, but not too shabby. There's a little corner here that is driving me insane. Because you guys know my OCD is kicking right now. So there we go. So there we go. We have my circle. Now, the idea for this, think of a wreath, but not really a wreath. Okay, so I want my pictures to sit here. I want this to sit on top of cardstock, and you're gonna see that I have a lot of selections. I brought a lot of pink and purples and like soft colors. You're gonna see it. Don't look at the manufacturer. I just, when looking for colors that will, complement this collection. So, and especially because it picks up on the colors of my, what my girls are wearing. So I thought the pinks and purples. So I have some pinks here. I have different shades of pink. Okay. So that's what I wanted to cut the circle separately so I can actually put it on top of this and make it stand out. But because I want to, so I'm just gonna keep working on this and showing you what my idea is. That's what I said. Don't get worked up about there's no pattern paper, so I don't the collection. Put your reservations on the side and let us just show you some ideas on how you can use this. Okay. So I want to bring all this black and white because remember I have color. So I can use the black and white to create, again, wreath. Don't think it's going to be complete wreath. So I'm thinking, and I did something similar a couple of weeks ago, but it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you how. Wait, just bear with me, guys, okay? And I am going to cut it to be a circular, idea. So I'm just going to build it here. Just so you see what, what my idea is. And I'm just going to quickly show you, okay? So I'm thinking I want to add this black and white around here. That's already going to make this pop, but I need something, and I'm going to bring the color one to the back of this. Okay, so behind the picture towards the back of it and kind of mix it in between. So you see what I needed the black and white, but I don't want to keep this white because I don't think this pops that much in white. So let's move the stuff back here and here. So I'll move the stuff out of the way because I'm going to need a clean space for this. So let's put the pictures. Move this out. And we have quite a bit of colors to pick the background with or from. So let me just get a mat for this. I'm going to let it here. You might not have. I do. Okay, so these are all sticky mats from my what do I have? A silhouette. These are the ones that are like, oh, they're not even as tacky anymore. So obviously I've used them. I'm going to set my circle there. So it won't move. That's the main point. Okay, so I need to bring color to this to make sure the black and white photo, the black and white photo, the white flowers pop. So I'm going to make sure that it is centered. So I've picked a few colors, and you're going to see that I've gone soft. And I'm going to, like, I have ballet slipper, sparkling rose, I have peach fuzz, I have coral reef, and I have all the, the purples here. We're not going to use all the purples. Okay, I have my brushes. These are not like, I have ones for my Paint Studio. I have separate one for all my inks. These are just like general ones because I think might help us soften. Now, the reason that I'm using this paper here is if you know anything about Vicky's paper, it has kind of a coating. So when I'm going to create my background, I'm going to be able to move the ink a little bit. So if you're working just with regular cardstock, you might need to prep your cardstock a little bit. As in like adding gesso to it so that you can move your ink. You can use watercolor paper and then kind of soften it. We're going to work through this. Okay, so I'm going to bring soft lilac. And I think I'm going to bring a little bit of candy violet. So you're going to see how, even though I'm bringing color, I'm staying like really soft. I'm staying in the pinks and purples and those peaches. I don't want to add green or anything because we're going to use a little bit of color theory here. So first things, when I'm going into the peach fuzz, this is a little bit of yellow. Okay, coral reef is a mix like between like, these two have a bit of yellow. It's just pink and this has blue. So I need to make sure that I don't mix these two together because I'm going to create brown. So as it is already, I know that this is pretty much what my idea for the color is. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag the mini ink cubes. I was thinking the paint, but it's not. It's the mini ink cubes. Okay. So let's get started. I'm gonna put the formation to the side here again. Peach fuzz, coral reef, ballet slipper, sparkling rose, soft lilac, and candy violet. Those are the colors that I picked because I want to stay within that. You can change them. Okay. So the only thing is I have to. Okay. So get your. And this is not like, perfect, but remember my flowers are going to be on this side here on the left. So I need to make sure that I start my dragging process here and kind of like pressure and kind of lift my hand as I go along. So pressure, see why you have to put it here and kind of lift it up. Okay. Okay, so it's not going to be perfect. If you have like, the large ink pads, that's okay. Just use like, a little corner. So. If I'm going quiet, it's because I'm thinking, guys, please don't screw this up, Natalie. Yeah, and I talk to myself. I have big, conference meetings with myself, especially during the live session. So a little bit of the peach. Okay, so let's see a little bit more. There we go. Here's where, like, have a good brush on the side. I'm going to pick one that is completely clean, a medium one. So we're going to go with a little bit of coral reef and pray to God that, So you're going to see that I'm going to overlap a bit. Don't stress over that. Don't stress about the lines. A lot of this is going to be hidden. So don't, friends start like going, oh my gosh, she's making a mess. Yes, we have to make a mess. Sometimes things have to look messy before they look beautiful. Trust me, if you guys see it how we wake up, you'll probably agree with that. So heavy, a lot of pressure, and I'm just lifting my ink pad as I'm moving along. Okay. And I'm going into a little bit into the peach fuzz. Here is where your brush is going to come in handy. Remember, this paper has a coating. So able to soften a little bit of this. Okay, let's go into ballet slipper. See this one. Let's get another one. See, hold on. need to put inker on it. So smart thing about the big one. Okay. So in case you have the big ink pad, this is what I'm do it. So I'm using just, remember, you have to go more. Again, pressure and drag, pressure and drag. Okay. Get your brush and soften it. Remember, this paper has a coating, so I'm able to move my ink a bit. See, because the ink here is like fresh, I'm able to just kind of move it around. Okay. Let's go with a bit of a sparkling rose. A little bit, not too much, because it could be flashy. See, I told you it could be flashy as soon as I put it in. But we need some of this. Okay, I'm not gonna go with much. Again, your brush. Kind of soften it. We're gonna add a little bit more of this. Gonna help me move this color. So having like a mat to something that's gonna hold your paper is gonna be a good thing for today. So if you have an old Cricut mat or something like that, like I save my things. My husband will call me your pack rat, but see why they come in handy, Roger D'Souza? I know you're not watching this, but if you ever watch it, there you go. So I'm just gonna soften in the look here. Might need to throw a little bit more of this. Look in the coral reef part a little bit more. See, I'm gonna show you this without before you even you don't have to stress that you don't have pattern paper. Everything in life has a solution besides that, obviously. But I think this is gonna give you a beautiful idea for your project, and not just for this. So we're gonna go with soft lilac now. Remember, you don't want to put the soft lilac next to peach fuzz or coral reef because together they'll make browns. Just because the lilac has some blue in it, and blue and yellow will go green. Green with red will make brown. So it will look like soft poo on your page, and you don't want that. Okay, and I'm saying it in a nice way. So a brush just to soften a bit. I'm okay if this part is white. I just want the part here where you're gonna have all the, all the beautifulness of the flowers that you stamp. I want that to be the deepest color. So, okay, so we have some. Soften the look, soften the look. And let's finish with some candy violet. Not too much. And now I need to soften this part. Okay. So because this one is being my best friend today, I'm just gonna add extra ink. And you're gonna see that this paper actually, the ink stays fresh on top of it a little bit more. So I'm able to help me. I'm gonna use the little bit of ballet paper to help me just, mix all of this together. Gonna reach here the end, whatever left over on my brush. Okay, so there we go. Not bad. Moon actually, or whatever, like, another idea for wannabe projects. So let me just clean up because let's just move it to the side. Okay, let's clean up. Brush goes away. Ink goes here with my detail black. Like to keep things in one single place. I'm just moving stuff here. So bear with me while I'm reading your comments while I'm cleaning up a bit because, I want to have my table a little bit clean. So here we go. Move this. So one thing you have to keep in mind is that the ink here is a little bit wet. So just be mindful of that. You can hit it with heat gun a bit with a heat gun and then it will dry completely. I am not going to do that because God knows if there's a cord available around here. So, but let's move this out of the way. Let's cover this because it comes in handy. Woo! There we go. So we have our background ready. See? Nice, soft. You don't want a lot of color. If you don't want to do the inking, then go find a little piece of pattern paper. Whatever, it makes it easier for you. I'm giving you the idea. So let's play with this. So we have our black and white. Let me just, I'm cleaning my hands in my pants. I'm wearing black pants. You guys know I wear a lot of black. So I want to keep it with the purple at the bottom, with the peach at the top. These are pretty much the colors that are in the washi tape. I'm looking at the time. So the time, we're fine. See, I have all the colors. Like I said, I separated the big and orange are here, my purples, my pink. So I'm going to pick up on those colors, especially because this now work with my photos, even though there's quite a bit of blue. But that's why I picked this pictures for today. So I need to anchor this because you have to remember my picture is going to sit on this side. I need to balance this. So the bigger pieces have to go on the left of that. Okay. And here is where tape and foam adhesive are going to be our best friends. Okay. So the only thing is I didn't realize that the little pokey pieces didn't come out. So pencil is going to be my friend for now. Okay. There we go. So, and don't stress, we're actually going to cut this. We are going to cut, but you see now this makes a huge difference. You see how the detail of the flower actually pops now? So you want to do that. You want to add a little bit of color onto the background. If you want to work with just white, then you want to, I'm going to suggest you add a little bit of color to your flowers. But I think for this, I think you want to let me just find some adhesive. Foam adhesive, my friends that don't like dimensions, close your eyes for a little bit while we work on this. So, a little bit of glue here. And we're going to secure it. And foam adhesive is going to be your friends. You're going to see that it's not going to be a complicated layout. It is going to take a little bit of work ahead of time. So, there's a little bit of prep. But once you get this going, trust me, we're going to enjoy the end result. Again, this is an idea that has been in my brain. Remember, dip your hands in my brain and I'll show you. I haven't worked it ahead of schedule, so I don't know what it's going to look at the end. In my brain, it looks beautiful. Once we see it here, you guys tell me. So I'm just poking this. I'm going to kind of give it a little bit of movement and kind of facing down a bit. Remember, like I said, we are going to cut the excess here, so don't get stressed over location. But you see what, just a little bit of, we're going to give it some space, so I'm not going to but you see how a little bit of color makes a big difference in this? The color in the background. You don't need pattern paper. If that's you're oh, I'm not so sure about the collection because there's no pattern paper. Guys, you don't need pattern paper all the time. You can create a layout with just colored cardstock, stamps, and ink. That's all you need. There's possibilities. The beauty of this collection, Garden Bouquet in this case, is that you have embellishments that match. So you have enamel dots, you have ephemera. So there's quite a bit more possibilities with that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to have to add a little bit of foam adhesive here because we need a little bit of lift here. See? The only thing is, because I added the mixed media to this, it gets really slippery. That's why I have the glue here on the side with me. And my fingers are not helping the cause today. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Let's clean this up, clean this up. So let's keep stretching this. Remember, let's go back to this. Photos are going to sit right here at this end. So we need to stretch this a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to move them a little bit probably. That's what I say. You don't want this to be super big. 8.5 inches is the biggest that I will suggest. Nothing bigger than that because it is not going to show. See this one here, you're going to need to help it with some glue. Because mixed media, that's the only thing about mixed media, it gets things slippery. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So to keep the look, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start trimming the stuff with the back. Might as well do it. Because I might be able to use this to help me with my layout. See, there's ideas here floating, what you can do with, to camouflage. You see? So we're gonna have to keep building this to kind of fill up a little bit more. So I have these leaves here, which I'm not gonna throw them, I'm gonna set them aside. I don't know if I want to add another piece here, kind of just a little piece there. I like that. So let's add it with some glue. Just gonna add this here, press it, okay. And then we're going to go with a little bit of foam adhesive just at the edges. You don't need to do the whole thing. Okay, so then I see this little, poke the hole there. Okay, the hole here. Okay, and I'm just kind of pressing so it stays in place. Let's keep building this. So I'm just gonna start going with some of the flowers. So here we go. Some glue, a little bit of foam adhesive. This is the part that's gonna take us the longest. I'm telling you already, this part is gonna be the one that's gonna take us the longest to build because it's just the nature of it. So tack it underneath, foam adhesive, and I'll secure it outside of the live. When I'm done the live, I'll come back and secure the pieces a little bit more. But for the sake of now, we're just going to press there, press. Keep going. You know, the blending, but it just blending, if we go like, you know, and I don't want to offend anybody. Like blending takes a long time. I love that card makers have the patience. Maybe because I'm like, again, OCD kicks in. I'm thinking, oh, you know, it has to be a perfect blend. You don't have to see, you know, you don't have to be able to see where the color started, where the other one ended. So dragging the ink, I think having the good paper to start with is a good starting point. So, you know, good paper is always a good thing. This paper here, because it has the coating, it just, you know, lets me drag the ink and I can soften it with my brush. I've worked, you know, with quite a few different papers. Each one has its own pros and cons. I like this one. I like what I can do with it. I like, you know, like I said, another idea for you guys for blending. So there you go. So let's continue building this up. Add some movement to this, something that's going to cascade into the page. There we go. Let's add some foam adhesive. Good paper is always a good thing. Good paper is a good thing. Or if you're like, you know, like let's, you know, because not everybody's, you know, we're not all have access to good paper. Sometimes then you have access to yeso, then prep your paper, you know. And prepping means you add a little coating of yeso to your background, and that is going to help you just to be able to have that movement on the paper. If you are into like mixed media or anything like that, if you're into card making, I know that card makers are very, and I'm not like, you know, because I'm the same thing too, not just card makers, everybody. I'm very good as, you know, there's two things that you should never, you should spend money on, and that is good paper, good inks, and good adhesive. Okay, so those are like the prime things. Good paper, the base of your thing. You need good adhesive. Dollar store adhesive is not one that will last forever. So you want to spend the time, you know, sourcing something that is convenient for you. And, you know, I'm trying to read the comments, but it's going to be hard for me, guys. So not that I'm ignoring you, but you guys know that I'm doing this and it's getting harder for me to read. So if I am missing anything from you guys, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. And don't forget that I wear glasses and the comments are really tiny on my screen. Okay. So there we go. So let's see here. So let's take a pause right now. Step back a bit and see where we are with. Okay, so here we go. I think we're gonna add one more here. It needs some. Let's see which one we haven't used. I like this here. So, and we're gonna cut a little bit. Like here, we're gonna leave round. If there's a little bit, like little bits hanging over here, that's fine. Okay, so we're not gonna be strictly like completely straight. Okay, but you do want to create that kind of sweeping motion. Okay, so I think that I might need another one here. Let me see. Or like my kids used to say when they were little, let me see. Okay, for now, we're going to leave it there. We're not going to stretch on this. Keep the excess. Let's clean up the table. And let's build this page. Okay, there we go. So remember, cleanliness, Nathalie sweeps up. Okay, foam adhesive to the side. I love this. Like by itself, I think it's beautiful. So now, your favorite part. Let's choose a background. Hey. Yeah, move stuff to the side right now. So see, now this makes sense. This makes sense. This actually pops. Okay, I'm gonna show you what the difference is. Because I'm smart. I brought white carton. This pops on white too. So it's just a matter of what color, like, floats your boat right now. I'm going to tell you that the white's starting to look pretty nice. Okay, pictures. Maybe a little bit to the side. See, the white's starting to look nice. It makes sense now. The color, you don't need pattern paper. If you don't want to go with the inking, cut a piece of cardstock, cut a piece of pattern paper. That would be fine. Something simple, not a lot of patterns, something solid. So you can have all the flowers, kind of making sense here. So let's see. Oh, don't stick to it yet. So I like this, and I like this too, just because you see the shape a little bit more. Okay. A little bit to the side. I see still we need to build this a little bit more. Okay. But you're catching my idea here. And that makes me happy. So let's go into some of the bits and pieces here. Yeah, like this. So you need something that is going to bring interest. You need to start building the interest now here too. You need to balance this. Okay. You like the white? I know, I'm telling you, I like the white too. But for now, we're just going to. I have it here. I have look, I brought a whole bunch of paper. Yeah, I brought pinks. I brought peaches because I knew that, it will work too. See, it works. I brought blue. It works. I just wanted to show you that you don't need pattern paper to create it. See, it works on green. It even worked on this kind of palish blue. I think I might go with the white because it's just my preference. But I wanted to make sure that you see the options, that you don't need pattern paper. Okay? I like it the white too. Okay? Let me just clean up the cardstock because, okay, that makes more sense. I like it on white, but you see that you have options. Completely, like I said, the whole point today is that you see that there's options to not having pattern paper, which is, I've heard quite a few of you guys say, I don't know about the collection because there's no pattern paper. Maybe when you make pattern paper, you don't need it. You make your own. That's what we're making today. Your possibilities are even bigger now. So I'm just trying to find something that is going to bring some interest. I know what I have. I saw the ephemera. I know that my ephemera is probably going to be, this little frame is going to come here. I need to start building this up. Okay. So let me see my chipboard. I have it on the side here. I haven't glued anything yet. So I want to have my option. Okay, so let me see there. I just like you guys to see that, there's options to things, and I, get you a little bit of your lane to see that there's a lot more that you can do with just a few things. And this collection has a lot, not just a few things, a lot to offer. So I think I'm going to bring a little bit of this happy. And you're going to see that I have pieces of this, and that's okay. I might use it, I might not. I need to stretch this a bit. So I'm trying to see how can I'm going to leave that one there. So let me just play with some stuff here. Maybe if I don't want to go anything circular because I already have the circle, so I don't want anything to compete with that. So keep that in mind. And let me just stretch this a little bit more with this. Bring some of that green. See, I like that already. I know that I need some flowers here, but having this here, move it a little bit higher. This is gonna give me space. Okay, don't get glued yet. Let's move this. I want the interest, those little circles. to add some flowers here. And to balance all this black and white on this side, I'm actually going to bring color onto this side. That's what I'm saying. I think I need a few more black and white on this side. So here's where you're going to bring your washi tape, your ephemera, and everything. Okay, so I'm thinking one big cluster. Underneath, just peeking a little bit. I want this size to be nice and clean and balanced, black and white. I want this to be a little bit more freer so it balance each other. Okay. So you see where I'm going for? The one, you know. And I saw a piece of ephemera when I was playing with this. This was on my Danita. Her name is Dana. So we call it Danita because we Ecuadorians like to make everything small. So instead of Dana, which is her name, we call it Danita. So that was on her birthday. So I know I want some of that stuff there and to pump that purple, but I have that orange. I'm going to bring some of the orange tones that way. So I kind of go with the background. So I get some coming off the frame. I just want to make sure that, you know, you see it before I start gluing, because once I start gluing, I'm not going to talk that much. I'm just going to like kind of quickly go through the stuff. Okay, so you see a lot more freer on this side and a little bit more like, you know, structure here, freer on this side. Color, no, we're not gonna overdo it because we don't wanna like, you know, take over, but I think we need a few more black and white here kind of coming into the pictures, but I like this. So let's go ahead and just, now that we know where everything's gonna sit, let's go ahead and kind of glue this in place. So back to where it belongs to. Move the pictures out of the way. And it's going to sit a little bit to the left. It's not going to sit right on the center. Okay, so I'm going to kind of give you an idea. Around 1.5 inches from the left-hand side. And you do want to go a little bit higher too. So maybe around 1.5 inches from the top. So where it is right now, I find it pretty. I'm going to go ahead and glue it. Remember, don't add tape to the edges. Go in the center. That's going to give you space to lift up the edges and, you know, tuck pieces underneath if you want to. Just forward it. There we go. Here we go. See, I'm trying to, like, you know, in my pattern paper world, white is a fresh. Oh, yeah, well, you have to, white is always a good thing. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is when you have stuff like this, like, you know, a project that has a lot of like, you know, embellishments and florals, you want to give your layout a space to breathe. And by that, I mean, you know, I know that, and I'm not the, and I'm, you know, I'm a single photo scrapbooker. That was, you know, maybe a fresher approach. Remember, I haven't been doing this for a long time. People think that I've been doing it for a while. I have not. I started like, you know, scrapbooking like as this in 2016. That's it. Before that, for me, was all about writing and taking pictures. I have tons of traveler's notebooks with stories, like, you know, everywhere I went, I took notes, I took pictures. So I have tons of that, tons. I think that's one of, you know, so I wasn't a scrapbooker, like, you know, to start with. I was not. I was a documenter. So, and since then, I've amassed a quite a heavy, you know, arsenal of pattern paper since I started. But, you know, I just love the idea of having a single picture, like having a lot of art around it that will, you know, bring the interest. So I like this better. So let's go set up my pictures. Let's set up this. I want it right here, maybe a little bit like that. I'm gonna need a ruler to make sure that I have them nice and straight. So I'm gonna give, remember, I like to give my pictures something to sit on. So I'm gonna bring the leftover cardstock here. Actually, you know what? Let's go with chipboard. I have it. Cut a pig. Let's see here. Personal choice. You don't have to. It's just, you know, I like it. So let me see. Of course, I want to move it. I hope I made it semi-straight. Offset. There you go. Perfect. So I know that's going to sit there. Let's get that frame. I like that there. So let's go to the back of this. A little bit of glue. See here. Let's just go here. Kind of at the edge a bit there. I'm hoping it's straight. If it's not, it's okay. We're not going to die because of that. So there we go. So you see, it's kind of like, give it some space. And I do want to push this. Let's see, I need to add a little bit of glue here. It's coming off. So some glue, press. Press it straight down. There we go. I'm trying to read what you guys are saying. Okay, I want the interest part of it, maybe over here. So I'm going to do the smart thing, cut some of it out. So I want some of that green to show. I like that there. And I have the other piece. I maybe probably put it down here. And I like that. Yeah. Did I glue my pictures? Of course I didn't. Did I? Just to be safe. I don't remember if I glued them, but I'm just going to be safe and just going to lift this up. Add some glue, press. We need a ruler to make sure that we're not completely crooked. We're okay. We're ish. So, my word ish means it's straight enough to pass it straight. Okay, so how we liking that? You see? Balance. Now you balance with this. Now let's bring the color. So this, going to lightly lift this up. Just here again. Cut the spaces in between. By having this little, I call them a Leah laugh when I said that. Nooks and crannies open. You're able to kind of hook your leaves onto the frame, which is what I want here. See, I'm able to hook it there. Gonna add some foam adhesive right here to the edge. Okay, so let's get that enjoy today. And now I want it right here. I'll make it there. Foam adhesive. And let's see. Foam adhesive. Okay, we're gonna build up this a little bit more. Remember, we have the peach side here, so we're gonna go with some of the flowers that have that peach tone. And I'm just tucking underneath. Maybe tuck underneath here. So let's see. Kind of coming off there. Yeah. A little bit of foam adhesive. Okay, and I'm looking at the time. We're doing fine. We're doing fine, guys. Okay, let's see a little bit more here. We're just gonna stretch this so that you're gonna see that I'm gonna try to make sure that this, once I do all this, it stays center. Okay, so just keep that in mind. See, I'm not gonna go further than that, so then this stays center. So there's little things that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so there we go. I don't want to add anything else there because I want that little edge to show. This is going to need a little bit of foam adhesive just to pop the frame a bit. So we're going to cheat the eye by adding foam adhesive here. Okay, let's put it there. There we go. See, we're working there. Now, remember, we're going to have to create kind of a swap of flowers. Okay, so we're in the pinkish, kind of purplish side of things. So we're going to go with a little bit here. Let's see how this looks like. In my brain, it looked fine, but it might not look fine here. So not this one. Again, like I said, remember, I have ideas. They stick in my brain and I'm thinking, okay, would it look good there? So we're just going to kind of make it work. This one is going to need some tape, some glue. Just a little bit here. Just want to kind of make them peek a bit of the color here. It's going to need some glue. So let's go at it. So a little bit of tape. Remember, the ink is making it a little bit on the slippery side, so you're going to have to help it with a little bit of glue. Okay, so let's put this on the side. I'm just going to lift it a bit, give it some direction, so kind of a little bit there. Gonna bring some of the pink. Remember, I haven't glued yet. So I'm just going to kind of lift it a bit. That's all I need. I don't want more than that. Just a little bit showing there. Okay, I'm just gonna glue it straight onto the page. I'm not going to add foam adhesive. I'm adding the tape. I'm adding this purple one on top of the frame. And then it's gonna need something that kind of moves into this part here. So since we're going into the pink, let's see. Again, you don't wanna like overdo it, just a little bit. Okay, so just a tiny little bit that it ties them all together. That's it. I think I just want to lift it up a bit. Let me see. Yeah, that's all we're gonna need. So here you're gonna need some foam adhesive. Okay. See here, a little bit. I'm gonna add some glue here because I'm hitting the part where there's quite a bit of mixed media. And I'm gonna make sure that this kind of lightly touches my black and white flowers. Okay. A little bit of glue here. So it sticks to the picture. There you go. That's all you're gonna need of color, nothing else. Now if we can only find this. Okay. So now we're going to step away from the flowers, the colored flowers. Let's go back to the black and white. Okay, so see, plenty here, color. This is your background now. Okay, so now we're going to add just a little bit more, just kind of build this up a bit here. I'm not gonna glue until I know for sure that it's gonna stay or go. So let me see, I'm trying to see once I have one. See, I just think that I want to make sure that kind of it touches the color and it just kind of hits the color here. No, it's not doing what I think it should. Maybe a smaller one. This one's kind of blurry. I kind of like that. So it needs another one here. And I think the one at the top will stay, but the one at the bottom might go. Let me see. This is too big. I need something a little bit smaller. There we go. So again, let's move out of there because Natalie will go flower crazy and fill up the page. And I'm telling you, like, edit. A little bit of glue. Hold the edges, hold the edges. Yeah. We're moving out of stuff out of the way. Okay, let's finish the embellishing. You see, like I said, you have plenty of time to do. Happy to be here. We're gonna stay with the green. We're gonna pop it right here. Okay, there you go. So I'm gonna cut off a little bit of paper here. Let's see, we're gonna add this. A little bit of contrast, especially because you have all this pink and purple going and you have a little bit of that green down there. You're gonna make the green pop out a bit. There we go. Where is my... I saw this little heart from the puffy sticker, and I think I want to add it right here. I don't want to add anything because I don't want to cover the little canopy thingy. So right there. Title, right here. Okay, so, and I have an idea what's going to say in the title. Aren't you guys proud of me? You guys know that I struggle with that a lot. For some reason, titles and I don't get along. So let's see. There was something that I liked from here. You and me. So I was thinking maybe right here, because this will go into my cousin's album, which if I take the vacation that I'm taking, I might need a bag just to take their albums. I have like 5 albums of them already. So it's gonna be fun. So I'm thinking right there. Yeah, that's it. And now nothing up here. Okay. And now I just see something here that I like. I like this little circle. Which I think I might. No. That's it. Don't overdo it. Let's go into this part here. Let me see. Love these memories. Always look for the good. The only thing I don't like is that the double side. So this makes me smile. No, I don't think I need anything of this. So let's go with the title. What's the end? Okay, so I'm gonna put my girls because, like I said, this is for my cousin. It's not for me. So I know that those are her two daughters. Like I said, it was my Danita's birthday, so. And here's the R. This is the only thing that I don't like about circles is that it's a little bit tricky to put the title. So I'm just finding the L. Where's the, my God, where's the L? I'm sure somebody's yelling at me. It's right there in front of you. Sorry, guys. Almost finished. Let me see an F. I might have to go finish, what is the word? I'm trying to find the right word for this. Kind of but I like this already. Okay, now we need to add a pop of shine because the gold here is not enough for me. Let's get some enamel dots. And then we have a winner. You see, Stan Wild, you're the winner for the $15 gift certificate to the shop. Congratulations. Email leah@pinkfreshstudio.com. Give her a few days. She's on vacation, but she is the one that will be awarding your gift certificate. And let us know what you purchased from the shop. It's your first time being here. Come join us. Kathleen will be here next week with another project. And then I'll come back again the week after. So you're going to see that I'm adding them in 3 triangles. The other one's going to be right here. There we go. See? Start to finish. Layout is done. Okay, so let's clean up my spot so I can sit down and say goodbye to you guys. I don't want to sit on cardstock, and that's what's on the chair right now. So give me 2 seconds. Yeah, so there we go. You see my laptop there. Will the weather be in Ecuador? Yes. Yes, I'll be probably taking a little break from you guys. We'll talk about it after. It's not, we'll see there. So there we go. See, I'm all sweaty because the lights make it really hot. But thank you guys for being here. I'm going to give you one last look of this layout. Let's see, button. There we go. So see, combination, black and white, color. You do not need pattern paper. Okay? So there's ideas for you to create. As always, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Remember to check, like I said, Saturday. My hair is messy. Jeff will be live, if I'm not mistaken, with the craft hour, and he's having Jasmine with them for a fun card. And always, come back next week. Kathleen will be here, and she'll have another fun idea. Remember, her ideas are always beautiful. And as always, thank you so much. Thank you, Heather, for joining, for helping. Thank you all for the lovely comments. I'll go back and read them. Let me go drink some water. Okay, so take care, guys.